What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And of course, like it always is, this is the preview show of the upcoming game. Washington faces the Miami Dolphins in Milan. This is going to be a game where we're either going to be out there swimming with dolphins or swimming with sharks. And right now, currently, the Dolphins are looking like sharks. I mean, it's so crazy how these last several games we've seen teams basically get their best players back from injury and watch as we have been like brutalized by those teams. So, yeah, it's been one of those seasons. There are things that we don't have. We just don't have because we don't have the players to do it. We have no pass rush. We have no run game. We technically don't have a passing game. We can't tackle. We can't block. And right now, it's just what it is. I do want to say that I commend Dan Quinn for what he did by saying that he's now taking over the defensive play calling. The reason why I'm commending him is because he understood that Joe Witt was getting unfair criticism and unfair treatment and being told he should be fired, even though he did not have the players available to run the scheme well enough. I mean, it's funny how this season has been so bad, and we all know that injuries are playing a role in this season. We know it. Again, this is not a conspiracy theory. When it comes to stuff like this, when you try to link the past, and there's nothing wrong with honoring players, it's just when you sit up there and you link the past, next thing you know, we go down a bad road. Joe Witt did not deserve the heat that he was getting from fans. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of fans, I'm really pissed off at y'all because it's so funny at how the heat you guys are giving Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. was not the same heat y'all were giving Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio. There was still people vouching for Jack Del Rio, even though you saw his defenses getting brutalized on a consistent basis, and he rarely experienced injuries on that defense. Rarely experienced injuries on that defense, yet and still there was so many people still sitting up there arguing for him to stay the defensive coordinator. Then look at how many people that was sitting up there and we're still talking about in Ron we trust 3 years into his tenure. Still talking about how great Ron Rivera is, how great Ron Rivera is as a coach. All that type of stuff. Y'all fans, y'all need to chill. Look, this has been a very unfortunate season. And it's so funny at how right now, y'all are looking at me like, when did you become the voice of reason? I've always been the voice of reason. Always. I was always the one to tell y'all just what y'all needed to hear, because I wasn't going to sit there and try to bump stuff up and make it better than it is and hype y'all up and say, we going to get these free agents. And I was never that type of person. I was just out there letting y'all know, okay, look, y'all, this team ain't where it's supposed to be. I don't know we're going down. I honestly thought that we were going to be better this year. Now, I will say that I was one of the people that didn't like the Will Harris signing. I thought that they should have brought Jeremy Chin back. The one thing a team does, when you think about championship teams and teams that win consistently, the one thing they got is continuity when it comes to their team. What does that mean? That means even when you look at something like the Detroit Lions, who I thought were going to be bad due to losing their two coordinators that had been there for a very long time. But what was the one thing that team still had? They had continuity when it came to the players that were on the field. And those players understood that they had to play for each other. Guess what happened? The team that we had when we went to the NFC Championship game is not the current team that we got right now. I understand not signing everybody back, but De'Ami Brown was a key piece. He was a very key piece, especially down the stretch of those playoffs. He's not here. OZ, remember OZ started out as a starter. He eventually graduated into the role that he really was, which was the slot receiver. But still, that was something that was meant there. Brian Robinson, as many of y'all who sat up there and just did not like Brian Robinson was the only back we had that was a 3-down back. We knew Austin Eckler wasn't going to stay healthy the whole season. We knew that. We knew that when he got here, and we all talked about his concussion history. We got neither running back from last year that got us to the championship game. You made the negotiations tough with Terry for no reason at all, knowing he was our number one guy. And I'm going to say this to those people who were talking this trash to, because they're quick to say, well, he's not A.J. Brown. Well, he's not Justin Jefferson. Well, he's not Jamar Chase. Well, he's not Devontae Adams. Yet and still, if all of them were 30 years old and having all pro seasons, how many of y'all would go ahead and still sign those guys to bigger contracts than what they would be coming off of? Because it's easy to say somebody isn't worth something, but yet and still, when you put that same something in front of somebody, are you going to sit up there and say, man, Jamar Chase is 30 years old. I never pay him $60 million a year. And the man is coming off of an all-pro season. Like I said, to me, I felt the season was cursed. The moment it was announced that they were going to wear those Super Bowl uniforms. Think about that as well. They wore them honoring a top wide receiver from that Redskins franchise. What has been our most injured position this season? What has been the one group that's been injured the entire season? It's been the receiver core has been so injured that we just got a guy, just brought him in, and now he's injured. To the point at where he's not even playing in the game in Milan, and Treylon Burks. And I hear everybody talking about, well, if Jaden Daniels is healthy, then we should just play him. The man has been injured 3 times in one season on 3 different body parts. Hell no. Sit him down. This season is lost. Let us go ahead. Let's see about getting the top draft pick, and let's go from there. Because again, we can trade that top draft pick for something else. I mean, hey, we don't know what the Giants are going to do next year. They done already drafted Abdul Carter. I mean, do y'all want to see if we can get Keion out of there? Why not? Why not try? See, just to see. I mean, like, there are things that you can sit up there and do that will get you to a point at where you might be able to get somebody that can make an impact on your team. But let's go to the game. Miami is getting healthy at the right time. We just saw Devon Achane have a masterful game. Set up there and could not be stopped, could not get caught from behind. Nobody could sit up there and stop Devon Achane at all. And understand, Tua threw 2 picks in that game. He threw 2 picks in that game. And to see that Tua is now getting his head out of his buns and is actually listening to Mike McDaniel like he's supposed to, now all of a sudden, Tua kind of looks like Tua from a year ago or 2 years ago. And this is what concerns me about the Miami Dolphins. Now, don't get me wrong, defensively, they're not that stout defensively, and they just gave up one of their best pass rushers in Jalen Phillips. So, I mean, at the end of the day, can we beat them? I don't think so. I mean, the one thing that we need to go against them is a run game, and that's not going to work. Because, I mean, when the last time Bill did anything? I told y'all, Bill was the tail. If y'all pay attention to the games, you will see that every time Bill comes in the game, they stack the line because why? They know he can't pass protect. So they just stack the line, knowing he's going to run, and then that's it. That's how he goes from averaging 6.6 yards in, weeks 1 through 4 or something like that? And then now only averages about 3.2 yards per carry now. That tells you something, you know? This is not an easy game. In fact, this is a bad game. Especially divisional games are different. Miami beat the brakes off of Buffalo. We got that same type of situation going on here because why? Our Marcus Mariota is going to be the quarterback, and the one thing about Marcus Mariota, what does he love to do? For some idiotic reason Marcus Mariota loves jumping in the air. Jumping in the air and taking crazy hits while jumping in the air. Why does he do it? I don't know. I do not know to save my life why Marcus Mariota wants to jump in the air to try to avoid tackles. And it's not like he jumps in the air and it's apparent that he's trying to jump over somebody or make a move past somebody. No, he jumps in the air and takes the hits. Doesn't make any sense at all. But this is going to be a game and no Daron Payne. Daron Payne has been up and down. When I sat up there and was telling everybody, Jonathan Allen was actually a better player than Javon Kinlaw, everybody thought I was crazy. They kept talking about how big Javon Kinlaw is. Pause. I wasn't saying that they were. But I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't think we got a chance in this game. I just think offensively the Dolphins are better than us. Being down both our starting cornerbacks. They're talking about Will Harris coming back. It's too late in the season for that. And to me, this game isn't even going to be close. If it is close, it's by... put it like this. If we're in the game, that means Devon Achane, Tua, Waddle, and Mike McDonald all missed the plane. They all missed the plane. Boss, the plane. Yeah, they all missed the plane. And that's the only way I see us even coming close to winning. there is no way we're winning this game. And I mean, again, you're talking about we've seen 4 straight games where we've gotten the doors blown off of us. I think that still keeps going. It's hard for me to believe that don't get me wrong, we can possibly attack their secondary, but it'll be just our luck that Mariota throws a ball and Minkah Fitzpatrick becomes, that's if he's not injured. But somehow, some way, it'll be some unknown guy who's just called up from the practice squad that's on the Dolphins. He's starting, and somehow he becomes Larry Brown. And for those who know that reference, leave it in the comments below. But yeah, I don't see us winning this game. I just think offensively they're better than us. Defensively, they're probably slightly better than us, but not disparagingly better than us. But offensively, we won't be able to stop them. They actually have genuine firepower. And I don't see our defense being able to hold up and keep up with them. So for that, final score in Milan, I'm glad it's the first game of the week. The first game of Sunday at 9:30 on the NFL Network. The score I have will be 35, because I don't think they're getting to 40. I think the score will be 35-17. I do feel we're going to score. I think we're going to score early, but after that, I think that the offense, I think that at some point everybody's going to collapse, because it's going to be hard to come back from the amount of points that Miami will put up on us. So with that, 35-17 is my prediction of the score. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about what I said about the fact that I respect Dan Quinn for taking over the play calling, not because, Joe Wick couldn't do it. It's just the fact that everybody was making him a scapegoat, and I can respect Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn understood that at the end of the day, he can take the punishment, and he can take the criticism and stuff like that, and not have to be concerned about being fired. So yeah, like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Come on, y'all. Get me up to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. We gonna keep on trucking along. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.